I'll be covering one more new unit with you, which is related to soil. So, soil, we all know that it's a very important resource in our lives. I mean, our life depends upon soil. We grow plants in soil, we cultivate in soil, right? Most of the agricultural products that we grow, that is soil is utilized in that. So soil overall is a very important resource that a human being has on earth, right? And it's our full responsibility to maintain it, right? So as you all know that the population in the world is day by day increasing, but the amount of soil, amount of productive soil, if I say precisely, if I have to say, amount of productive soil that is available is very limited. Very limited soil is available to us for agricultural land, to grow trees, and day by day we are through deforestation or some other anthropogenic activities, we are continuously degrading this soil, right? So when I say degrading, what does this mean? I mean, what is the degradation of soil? If in larger terms I have to say or explain this particular phenomenon of degradation of soil, that means the productive layer of soil gets damaged, right? In a more broader sense, if I have to explain it to you. And this is a problem because the soil is not a renewable resource, right? So it's very important for us to maintain the soil, manage the soil properly, so that better irrigation facilities can be applied to soil to make it more productive, right? So if just to go by the introduction of what soil is and what soil erosion is, soil, you see, if I have to draw a profile of soil, it has many layers. Soil, in the top of the soil which you see, where plant grows, there is only one layer, right? That black and dark colored layer which has a mixture of, say, organic compounds, sand, silts, clay, then some other particles, rock fragments, right? Soil is mostly made up of three particles, which is called sand. Three particles called sand, silt, and clay, right? These are the major particles of soil. Depending upon the size of particles, like sand is the biggest particle, then silt particles, then clay particles are there in different soils. If you take the profile of different soils, you will find different amount of sand, silt, and clay in them. Like in productive soils, clay and silt percentage is more, and sand percentage is less. And depending upon the quantity of each of them in a particular soil, a soil can be characterized like if sand content is high, the drainage from that soil will be very high, right? Macro pores, micro pores, pores of soil, these things will depend upon the presence of these particles in the soil, right? These particles are sand, which is the biggest size particle, then silt, and then clay. But these particles are a product of degradation, right? A process of degradation by which these particles are generated. If you can see the profile of soil here, this is a soil profile which has many layers, right? The top layer, the organic layer, is the one where plants and trees grow, right? Here, the plants and trees grow here. But beneath that, you can see many different layers are here. A layer, B layer, C layer. Even in the A layer and B layer and C layer, you can see there are different categories: A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C. Then the last layer, which is the bedrock, right? The big size rock particles. And there is planetary material. Then there is solar layer. So this A layer, B layer, and C layer, right? They all go upside down slowly, right? Soil itself makes changes into it, right? And sometimes A layer is replaced slowly, very through a large time period. A layer is replaced by A2 layer, right? This layer goes up, this layer goes down, right? This layer goes up. by which topmost layer of soils are coming and going down. So if I have to be very concise, I have to say that soil erosion is a natural process. Right? Soil erosion is a natural process. Every time in each of the soil, erosion is happening. Right? And this is true to every word, because the things that I am explaining here, that A layer goes down, B layers come up. What does this mean? If I have to say what is soil erosion, what does this mean? Soil erosion means nothing but the displacement of the top layer of soil. When the top layer of soil is displaced, where it goes down, and the lower layer comes up. Right? This is how the soil processes itself. So it's a natural process. So naturally, when the displacement of soil is happening from one horizon to other horizon, these layers are called horizons. Right? Different textured soils are there. One textured soil is here, other textured soils are here, and then you can see different textured soils. So each layer has different textures, right? And these textures depend upon the particles available in that particular layer. These particles, sand, silt, clay, bedrock, right? On these things it depends. Sometimes plant roots goes down to say A layer, sometimes it goes to the B layer also, right? So this displacement of top layer of soil, right, through time is called soil erosion. This is the basic understanding of what soil erosion is, right? So when naturally it is happening, naturally when with long time periods, top layer is going down and lower layers are coming up, that is called geological erosion. Geological erosion, right? When geological erosion happens, that means it is not very risky, right? It is safe kind of erosion. But the problem that we are going to discuss in the further lectures and this lecture as well is the second kind of erosion process, which is called accelerated erosion. Accelerated erosion. Right? Accelerated erosion is a kind of erosion in which top layer of soils are displaced by human activities. Right? Human activities also, and sometimes other factors are also responsible. Now, if I have to say what are the factors which are responsible, there are three major factors which are responsible for this kind of erosion. One is wind, second is water, and third is tillage erosion. So if I need to categorize my lecture into parts, I can say I will discuss soil erosion by wind first, then soil erosion by water second, then soil erosion by tillage. Tillage is a human activity of making the top layer of the soil upside down. Right? Simple tillage machines are there which displaces the top layer of soil to the lower layer, and lower layer gets up, right, to provide air to the soil, to lose the compactness of soil before next cultivation period, right? That is called tillage, right? So these are the three categories of soil erosion drivers, right? And basically, when soil erosion happens in a soil, what happens? It's a very general, very expected answer is that soil loses its productivity. Right? Soil loses its fertility, productivity. When soil loses its productivity, the crop production also gets reduced, right, from a particular land area. Then biodiversity at that particular area is also lost, and poor air quality develops in these areas, because when the soil will be less productive, there will be less trees, right, less plants. So ultimately the air quality has to be compromised, right? So these are the very simple fundas of soil erosion I am discussing with you here. So when I say there are two processes of soil erosion, one is called geologic erosion, which is a natural process, right? It's a natural process. And second one is accidental erosion, which is a anthropogenic or anthropogenic activities, hereditary erosion, or other factors, right? Other factors, right? So there are two different processes of soil erosion, and when a soil is going through erosion, there is a term that we use called estimated average tolerance of a soil. Estimated average tolerance, T, right? Estimated average tolerance is a term used for a soil which can bear to some extent the erosion processes. Like in a particular soil, wind erosion is happening, right? To how much extent a soil can bear it, right? That is called its estimated average tolerance. Like deep soils which are at plain, right? Well developed soil, deep soils, well developed deep soils. The erosion processes happen in these kind of soils less as compared to those soils which have shallow nature. Shallow soils, not well developed, which are at say at a slant, right, or compact soil, right? Shallow soil or slopy soil, I have to say, slopy soil. The soils which are at a tilted position, which are shallow. Now, deep soils and shallow soils, understand what I am saying here. Deep and shallow means these layers, how much deep the top layers are, like A1, A2, A3 layers. If they are well developed, the plant which are growing here, the roots goes down to the B layer, B2 layer, right? So it has encouraged properly in the soil. Those soils are deep soils. Shallow soils are those soils in which the layers are these layers which are there, A1, A2, A3 layers. They are narrow. They are at close distance, right? And plants are not very stable. The trees and plants which are there are not stable, right? So mostly those kind of soils which are slopy or slanted, they have better chances of top layer of soil moving from this direction, top direction, to the lower direction, right? From this direction to this direction. So shallow soil or the slopy soils, they have less estimated average tolerance as compared to the deep soil and well developed soil. Now, so this is the basic understanding of what basically soil erosion is. As I told you, there are many drivers of soil erosion. If I have to say drivers of soil erosion, right? One of the major factor is water. Water erosion. Second is wind erosion, and third is tillage erosion, right? Apart from there are many other factors also, like soil compaction, alkalization, then salinization, acidification, right? Majorly, most of the erosion that happens at a particular soil is by water erosion, followed by wind erosion, then tillage erosion, and apart from there are many other factors like soil compaction, alkalization, salinization. Now, by the words it is clear, like salinization is the mixing of salt water into the healthy soil, right? So that the productivity is lost. These are other factors, but these are also related to soil productivity. So there is a kind of soil erosion in these cases also, like salinization I have been explaining to you, like salt water from a sea, right, slowly seeps down to the below aquifer into the soil, right, and slowly it is being absorbed by the top layers, these layers by plant, and salt water gets mixed with the soil, right. When the salt water gets mixed with the soil, it affects the property of soil, right, and the top layer of soil is damaged. When the top layer of soil is damaged, the plants grow less or plants cannot grow in them, and these soils will be called eroded soils. So in the next coming lecture, I will be discussing one by one what is water erosion, what is wind erosion, what is tillage erosion, and apart from that, other factors. So by the completion of this lecture, you will be knowing about the basics of what is soil erosion is and how reclamation processes are done to stop soil erosion, how to do a proper management of your soil. Hope you like this lecture. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.